Anyway, this is going to be a quick DVD and Blu-ray update for March. I've got a few kind of items. Well, first up, I'll quickly show this. I got this in a tray with Donnie. Charles Bronson film, Red Sun. I'll be watching this soon, mate. You know, looks my cup of tea. Yeah, looks a good one. You know, thanks for sending that again, mate. Right, I've got to really do a sort of a damning thing here. I mean, I've got to really run down a film now. And when I say really run down it, I'm really going to fucking run down it. This film I was really looking forward to. I'm a big fan. Previous director did Battlefield Baseball, and I think he wrote Versus, two amazing films. And Yakuza Weapon, you know, when I heard about it, you know, like, oh, you know, a guy gets his arm and leg kind of partially blown off, and then he comes back with weapons attached and goes after. I mean, that was like the basic storyline I heard, but this is a contemptible piece of shit. I can't begin to tell you, man, I fucking hated this film so much. I hated the shit CGI blood. I hated the terrible shit CGI effects. It didn't have the funniness of like Versus or Battlefield Baseball, you know, poorly written shit. I swear to God, I totally hated this film. It was a waste of time. I hated it. Truthfully, it was really expected better, man. It was contemptible. You know what I mean? It was really shit. I managed to pick this up. This is quite expensive now. This is out of print. This is Nomads with Pierce Brosnan. I think it's directed. I think is it directed by John McTiernan? Yeah. He goes up against like some sort of cult, I think, in this. All hell kind of breaks loose. This is kind of like some guy wanted quite high price. I managed to get him down a little bit. I'm gonna try and mix some of these up with DVDs and Blu-rays. I picked this up. Deathmaker, based on a true story. It's based on some serial killer in the 1920s Germany. Is it Fritz Harmond? Killed 24 young men. Dismembered them. I hear this is pretty good actually. This is I think this is Anchor Bay. Yeah. Right. I also picked up a Blu-ray Digibook. I managed to get this for a tenner, and that's probably why it's a little bit matted in places. Dr. Zhivago, you can see at the top. You know, but it's a nice. And again, it's one of those classic films that I've never really seen. You know, like there's a lot of those classic films around starring Omar Sharif, who's a great actor. I mean, people have seen this before. I mean, I'll briefly kind of show you. It is a really nice digibook, and I mean, I can understand it. You know, it's a little bit matted here and there, but I mean, I got it fairly cheap. Right. I also picked up Blu-ray Steelbook of Appaloosa, which is a great western. Really good. It's good to see Lance Henriksen in something, you know, in recent years, apart from like, you know, those, oh God, you know, he's in some real shit films, and some films he doesn't deserve to be in, you know what I mean? The only thing is, I'm thinking of maybe sending this back and getting another one, because I don't know if you can see there, it's slightly chipped at the bottom, which I'm really disappointed with. It happened with another one as well to send back. It's a fantastic film, by the way. It's a really nice edition of it. I also picked up Steelbook of the wrestler Mickey Rourke. I'm a big wrestling fan, not as much as I was. I don't like a lot of the modern shit, like, you know, past couple of years. I mean, but I'm a big fan. And this is a great film, a really good film. You know, I really enjoyed his the match he has with I think it's Necro Butcher. He has a match in this, but it's a really great film. Mickey Rourke gets it right, you know, he really does. He does a great job in that. He's really good. And it's a Cat Miller's pretty good as well. He turns up near the end. And I picked up Steelbook of probably one of my favourite films of, I think this is 99, I think. Was it 98? No, I think it was 99. American History X, Blu-ray Steelbook, really nice release. Fantastic film. I know you hear a fair bit about Edward Norton's kind of, they say he basically edited the version that kind of came out. Had a lot of problems with the director Tony Kaye, and they said there's a longer cut out there. I mean, I've seen some of the longer cut, some of the work print There's little bits and pieces here and there, like longer kind of sex scene at the beginning, and also Scrap Iron Man. I don't know if you can hear that. Only in Birmingham, really pisses me off. What else is there as well? There's a scene near the end as well, you know, after he gets raped. Well, the black guy he befriends in prison, he basically turns up and drags him out the shower. There's no real need for it. There's little bits and pieces here and there. There's not that much of a difference between that and the work print, really. You know, it's I think Edward Norton just chipped out some of the bits that didn't need to be in it, really. What else did I pick up? I picked up the re-release of Repo Man. You know, very, very good film. It's not like I don't think I hold it as in high esteem as some people do. Like, it is a good film. Very, very weird film. Great soundtrack, but you know, real good film. You know, really worth checking. Did a great job with the transfer. You know what I mean? It's really, really good. I picked up Warrior. I hear this is a real good one. Tom Hardy, Joel Edgerton, Nick Nolte. He's always good in everything. You know, I'm a big fan of like MMA. Not as much as I used to be, but you know, kind of gone off it in kind of recent kind of times. But yeah, you know, I'm looking forward to watching that. I hear that's a very, very good film. Right, I picked up a few Donnie Yen films. I saw now, the only good thing about Yakuza Weapon was I saw the trailer for this, Flashpoint. Now, this is a good film, and there's some great action pieces. Now, my only thing is that, right, Donnie Yen is more, you know, multiply talented, but it's quite obvious he was training a lot, training a lot in like MMA at the time, and the problem is with the film, it's kind of just, it's kind of almost too much MMA. Like, when I like my brutality, I don't want to see people being choked out, you know what I mean? I like to see brutal kicks and horrendous arms and leg breaks, you know what I mean? It was alright. It just kind of faded out kind of near the end. But it was alright in places, you know. I'm a big, you know, I'm a fan of Donnie Yen. That was okay. That film was alright. Now, a much better film, though, was Killzone with Sammo Hung and Donnie Yen. I mean, Sammo Hung is, oh god, he's such a badass in this movie. The bit when, one of my favourite bits, when he goes and visits his newly born, I think it's his son. Is it his son or a daughter? I think it's his son. And Donnie Yen and like the cops come and arrest him, and he just goes absolutely mental and just starts kicking ass. Absolutely amazing fight at the end. I would have liked that little blonde assassin to get a more horrendous death. You know what I mean, if you've seen it. But the fight with him and Sammo at the end, oh my god. Jesus. The scene where Sammo Hung gets kind of thrown through the... goes crashing through the bar. I mean, Sammo Hung's a big boy. I'm not... I loved it, but I mean, I know Donnie Yen's in good shape, but I'm not even sure if he could, like, do what he does in the film in reality. But it's a great film. Good twist ending as well, man. It's a really good film. I really enjoyed that. Brutal as fuck. Really enjoyed it. Well, what else did I pick up? Right, a few more DVDs. I picked up I quite like my early 70s kind of violent westerns. I think there's some really good ones out there. You know, the Wild Bunch, really, you got some good ones after it, post Wild Bunch films. And I see this as one. The Revengers of William Holden. William Holden plays. What is he in this at the beginning? I think he's just he's a Civil War. He's a rancher, a Civil War rancher, and his son wants to go off and go to he wants to join the army as an officer, and I think he's got a fairly big family, and he's out like hunting a mountain lion. His son kills, and his dog gets killed by Comancheros, like, you know, guys dealing with the Comanche, like basically in slave trade and you know, cattle raiding and such, and his family get just massacred, just get wiped out, and one of his mates gets wiped out as well, and he goes after them, and he goes down. Now the problem is with this film is it's a fantastic film, really good western, and it goes on for a fair bit. It goes on for about 104 minutes, but I know there's a lot longer. There's weird kind of plot that he goes from, like, I think he's farmlands in Colorado straight to Mexico, but you don't. He mentions this place in it. What does he mention? Is it Pueblo something? The place where he thinks these Comancheros are all held up, and you've got no idea how he found out this information. And I think there was some stuff cut out in Texas, and there was definitely some stuff cut out in the middle. He basically gets a gang of convicts, Woody Strode, Ernest Borgnine, and he goes after them. Ernest Borgnine's good in this. It goes off a little bit near the end. It has a decent ending. I would have liked a bit more closure on kind of the ending, but it's a pretty brutal film. Yeah, I enjoyed it. If you like your kind of violent early 70s westerns, I'd pick this up. I think Susan Hayward turns up in this, and she begins kind of a relationship with him, and you just don't give two shits about it. You'll know when you see it, man. If you literally just don't care. Now, a fantastic kind of film. I picked this up. This is such a great film. It's called The Passage. I mean, look, if you get easily offended, I wouldn't really watch it because. Right, Anthony Quinn plays a Basque herdsman. He's been asked by, I think, French resistance to smuggle this American family over the border into Spain. James Mason doing a kind of calls in the performance. The American accent's alright, but it's Malcolm McDowell who steals the show in this. And I have no doubt that I think Tarantino has definitely watched this because there's a lot of similarities between him and Hans Lander from Inglourious Basterds, particularly with the drinking of the milk. And I think he has milk and strudel in one scene, but there's a few other little bits and pieces. He plays, offensive to the max. If you want Malcolm McDowell to play a piece of shit, you just say go and do it, and he does it. Scene where he's wearing nothing but a jock strap with like a swastika on the front. Christopher Lee plays a gypsy leader. Malcolm McDowell just I won't tell you what happens to Christopher Lee because in case you want to see it, but it's so daft. Malcolm McDowell is brilliant. I can't even. I've heard some people say he ruins the film with his kind of absurdity, but it needs that absurdity. It's he really is brilliant in this. I think he rapes James Mason's daughter in it. There's a lot of other stuff. It's very good. The ending is great. It has a mixed sort of ending. The first time you see the ending, you know what I'm saying, it kind of shocks you, and then goes to a more conventional approach. It's very, very good. It's awesome. I would really check that out, man. It's very funny. Don't watch it seriously. Christ. You might. You could be offended, but I wasn't. Now, probably the best British film, and I don't know how this didn't get more awards. Olivia Colman particularly should have got some. She should have won a BAFTA award. It shouldn't have been Meryl Streep. Fucking bullshit, you know what I mean? It's Tyrannosaur. Peter Mullen plays like a drunken guy. He's had his problems, and he befriends Olivia Colman, who's in an abusive relationship with Eddie Marsan. And it's as I said, if you're an animal lover, you might not like certain bits in this. I'm a big animal lover, but it's quite weird that the two scenes you do see of animal cruelty, like not actual animal cruelty, but you know what I'm saying, like. You still kind of sympathise with Mullen. It's unbelievable. He is amazing. This, but she is incredible. Olivia Colman. Eddie Marsan plays a very unforgiving sort of role. It's hard. Hard playing a role like that. Deals with like domestic violence and alcoholism. Paddy Considine has done an absolutely amazing film. There's directors that do go for all their life and they haven't done as good a film as this, and it's just his debut. It's absolutely brilliant. Probably my most brutal British film I've seen since Nail by Mouth. It's fantastic. Please watch that film. Deserves so much more acclaim, so much shit that gets acclaim now, you know what I mean? Yes. And I got this from Donny, Cinema at 77 again. This is the steelbook of Tintin. Absolutely fantastic film. Honestly, I don't have a bad word to say about it. It was absolutely incredible. The fight between the pirate ship and the one in the 17th century, Red Rackham, and I can't think of his name. Tintin's that bloke there. His ancestor was just unbelievably good. Really, really good film. I'm looking forward to the sequel. I love those films that lead the sequel just in the air like that. It's fantastic. Really, really good. The effects blew me away. You know what I mean? And the last thing I'm going to leave till last. DVD that I think it got released in from Umbrella in I think around December last year. This is Dark Age. Tarantino's a big fan of this movie. Giant croc movie, some awesome kills, but it's more to do with endangered species. Mate. It could easily be a monster movie, but there's a strong sort of conservationist feel about it. I'm trying to think of who's the guy in this that plays Max Phillips. I'll tell you what, I've never seen a guy play such a bastard in some movie. I mean, so many crocs get wiped out in this. You really are near the end, man. When they're trying to get this big croc away and get it to safety, with these two Aboriginal guys, David Culpel. I think that's how you say his name. I mean, he's from Proposition, and Channing Jimmy Blacksmith is a great Aboriginal actor. He's awesome. They try to get him away, and these hunters are after them. You really are like, come on, man, crush. Get the croc out of there. There is one kill in this. Oh my God! If you think the kill in Jaws with the kid, the first film, when they're watching and you just see you don't really know what you see, but the shark's got the kid. The one I'm on about. The kill in this with this young Aboriginal kid just in the water is just fucking brutal. It's great, but brutal. There's some great deaths. Great film. Honestly, good transfer as well. The Umbrella release. Really recommend that film. It's awesome. It's awesome. Gonna mix a monster movie and with the little bits and pieces. Fair play to Max. Oh, not Max Phillips. His name's Max Pheeps. Is that his name? I'm familiar from. He's in one of my prison films. He's in Stir. He plays one of the warden in that, I think. Or one of the prison guards. It's awesome. Real good film. Watch that film. Brilliant. Yeah, and that's the end of the update. Again, thanks to Donnie as well for that package, mate. I appreciate it. And thank you for all the subscribers. This video's gone on a bit too long actually now, so I'm going to end it. So cheers for watching and subbing, and I'll be back with another update probably in a month or so. So cheers.